this. Look up at the TV, boys and girls. It's time for more fun on Los Angeles freeways. It's a minute to noon in Los Angeles, and this guy's got trouble ahead. News from the future, man arrested at very best. At very best, the news from the future is man arrested. We can only hope it's only that. You are looking live in the Inland Empire, a large metropolitan area of California. It's inland from Los Angeles, obviously. 2 counties this thing's been going through. The Inland Empire is really Riverside and San Bernardino counties. And this guy has been bucking it. He's been going upwards of 100 miles an hour. Police have been in pursuit of this Dodge Stratus in the Inland Empire, through the towns of Colton, Fontana, Ontario. A real menace on the freeways today. These are live pictures courtesy of our network news service affiliate, KABC, ABC 7 for the Southland and beyond, and we appreciate their help today and always. So they've got a real problem. It's noon. The guy has been driving very erratically. Other cars have been driving erratically to get out of his way. Thankfully, so far, nobody has been clipped. No police officers have been put in grave danger, at least. But the speeds at 100 miles an hour or more are causing them lots of problems. In the air, the California Highway Patrol has units in the air and on the ground. County sheriff's offices are involved as well. We don't have audio from KABC's chopper at the moment, but the pictures pretty much tell the story for us. This has been going on, I'm told, for the last number of minutes, so I'm not sure exactly how many as we were preparing for our program today and looked up and here this thing was going on. So we're beginning to get trickles of information out of Los Angeles. Right now, this is on the 10 freeway. Last known area was San Bernardino, and I'm now told that this car has reached speeds up to 110 miles an hour. 110 in any car is not the best idea, but you know, this one here, well, I don't know how the Dodge Stratus will hold up at 110. But they're making whatever headway they can as we look live on the 10 freeway outside of Los Angeles. If you go to the city and take a right, if you're headed north, and head east, there you'll find the Inland Empire. It's a largely bedroom community. There's a lot of industry out there now as well. And people moved there in urban sprawl for years and years and years, and freeways dissect and intersect the thing, and this is the 10 freeway, and he's now in the HOV lane. The HOV, I believe that was an HOV lane. If it is, you can add another $256 fine to all this. Now he's in the middle. We're getting out of control at this point. The car is really causing a lot of problems on the freeway, and authorities are concerned that somebody is going to get badly injured in this thing, because when you reach those speeds, anything can happen. Losing control of the car could end a number of lives, and whatever this man has done, it's not bad enough to bring this on, because there is no escaping this. We've been watching these things since they made news helicopters, and people do not get away. This guy will not get away. Of that you can rest assured. But what happens between now and the capture is what remains to be seen. It's my understanding that, though I'm not getting anything from our Los Angeles Bureau, it's my understanding that this car has been mostly on the freeway and hasn't made its way to surface streets. Now that's as far as I know at this point. As I mentioned, I'm having a tough time getting information. But my understanding of it is it's been on the 10 freeway for most of the time. History tells us that will end. He'll get off the freeway at some point and make a different turn, and if not, the police may be able to get out in front of him with one of those spike strips. Impossible to do a pit maneuver or anything like that at these high speeds. The last thing the police want to do is put themselves or anyone else in danger, for that matter. But today, they're just trying to figure out a way to bring this thing to a stop. They're very well coordinated with the eyes in the sky there, and able to get authorities in front of this thing as he goes through an overpass there, and we lose the picture. And here comes another officer. They've been allowing some space between the officers and, can you get the 4-box, please? The space between the officers and the car for quite some time. But from time to time, they appear to be moving in on him, as they are in this very instance. It may be that they're trying to get a car in front of him, though they never seem to want to get in any sort of traffic collision out there, as you might imagine. They don't want to get in front of him and slow their car down to try to slow him down, because they just don't want to put other people in danger. So for now, it's a sort of wait-and-see thing. Eventually, the guy will run out of gas, but history tells us between now and then there'll be something that stops this, and the only hope is that nobody gets seriously injured in the process. Again, we're looking at the 10 freeway, the pictures from KABC, our network news service affiliate in Los Angeles, and somebody has done something, though I have absolutely no idea what. It's been going on for about 20 minutes now, according to the latest information in our urgent queue here in New York. It's now in L.A. County. So I guess the car's been westbound. It's hard to tell from the air, isn't it? But the car is westbound from the Inland Empire back into the Los Angeles area. So it started in the Inland Empire and has worked its way back into the big city. And midday traffic, especially on a Friday afternoon, can be really rough. As you get farther into Los Angeles and the city traffic itself, the 10 freeway becomes a bear. As Trace Gallagher or anybody who's lived out there for any length of time will tell you. And so there is traffic ahead. There's no doubting that. And the possibility of him getting off and getting on surface streets between now and then is certainly with us. But our producers downstairs have been watching this since about 1:45 Pacific time, and there's coverage in the Los Angeles area now on local television. So the locals are aware of this, and that what they're hoping is to get people off this freeway so that it doesn't hurt anybody, and in the meantime figure out a way to get him to stop. We've talked before here about this new technology that they've been working on, which would, in theory, and if it all comes together right, give authorities the ability to slow the car down and stop it. Now, a lot of people worry about government interference and Big Brother having control and able to control so many parts of our lives, but it's something that's being considered. A slowdown switch that police could activate. They'd look at the license plate. From that, they'd be able to get a code that would allow them to, in essence, control that car. This technology is not in the works. It's been developed. Now the police have an opportunity. It's not in use, but it's been developed and could be brought into wider circulation. We'll bring a report to you on that in the days ahead. But when they stop like that, police have opportunities, but we don't have any way to know whether this man is armed. And whether police know if he's armed. We don't know if he's on any sort of substances that would cause him to do things that shouldn't happen at a traffic intersection. And of course, there's so many people around. See the pedestrians on the sidewalks there. The last thing they want to do is have some freak show in there. And there's Eyewitness News. Channel 7's news van is suddenly up in the middle of all this. Channel 7's chopper in the air, and there goes their news van. Maybe he'll follow along. We'll get some ground pictures for you as well. But it looks as if this guy's thinking twice about this, maybe. I mean, I can't see the traffic in front of it any more than you can. This is the only chopper on this one at the moment, though I know our Fox station out there, KTTV Fox 11 in Los Angeles, is working to get their folks in place. But I can't see in front, but it looks like it's just the traffic that's slowing him down. And why he got down on a surface street, actually, this is still on the 10 freeway. No, we're on surface streets. Why he got off the 10 freeway, we don't know. But sometimes these guys in the middle of these chases work their way toward an area that they know well. And now he's stopped. Maybe he's made a decision that enough is enough, because there's nobody in front of him, and I mean, it's become pretty clear that a traffic light wouldn't do the trick for this guy. But not knowing what it is he's wanted for is complicating matters. It started in the city of San Bernardino and now in Los Angeles County. The Highway Patrol is not telling us why it started. It's possible that it started in another jurisdiction and the communication lines haven't made their way all the way from the police who were in pursuit and the commanders who were in charge by watching from the air, all the way to the public relations folks, the media relations folks. But I guess maybe the man waited for a traffic light there. It's entirely possible that he did. I mean, it's not as if he's going to get any gold stars for that, but maybe this guy is not going to put too many people in danger by doing crazy things on the road. A little late for that, as he was going 110 on the freeway. That right there will get you put under the jail, and resisting arrest and all the rest of his crimes here are going to make for a very long day and probably long weeks ahead for this dude, if the police manage to bring this thing to a safe conclusion. That's always the concern. Since we don't know what he's wanted for, we don't know if he's armed. It seems very odd, and Trace Gallagher messages me, it seems quite odd that they wouldn't surround that car. You know, when he was at that traffic light and stopped there, it's possible that they think that he might be armed. I mean, that's one thing that would say why they wouldn't surround the car, if they have reason to believe he was armed or don't know one way or the other. Now the police are out of the car, and you see they use their doors as a sort of barricade in the event that he might shoot something at them or throw something at them. They have protection there. This is downtown Los Angeles now, or right about it. It looks like to me. In fact, that's confirmed from our Los Angeles Bureau. In fact, it's right there by City Hall. You can see, if they were to pull out there, you'd be able to see it. But what it is that he has in mind now is beyond us. You know, the police have the public address system from their cruisers there, so it's possible that the cops could be talking to him. You can tell he has his driver's side window down, and the police were out of the vehicle. It's possible that they were communicating with him, and I'm quite sure trying to get him to give this thing up, because if he doesn't, it's not going to end well. It ends with him in custody, no matter what happens here. We know that because history tells us. Well, he's found a parking place, which is always good, pulled over to the side of the road. Looked like he might have been taking the safety belt off there. I'm not sure. But I'm wondering now if this isn't a woman. You know, I've been doing car chases a long time. I've only seen one prior to today that was on my watch that was a woman, and it appears now we might have a woman in there. Not that that's either here nor there, but it's just sort of different. And there the police are, out and armed and ready to go, and you got to wonder, what has this person done to make him want to run away? Doug Rohrbach in Washington says maybe this is a training exercise. And if it were a training exercise, we wouldn't have gone to air with it, Doug. But here we are. The standoff begins now. Grand Avenue alongside the family courthouse there, says our producer Chris Spender. And here we go. Maybe this thing's going to wrap up early and we can get on with the news for you. There's a lot going on today as we all remember the attacks of 9/11 that happened 8 years ago today. We're going to delve into the war in Afghanistan. There's so many choices to be made regarding the war in Afghanistan, how to proceed from here. Do they send more soldiers? Do they beef things up? Do they scale things down? Do they basically get out of there, as George Will, the conservative columnist, suggested last week? Now it appears that this woman is realizing that enough's enough. And they're giving her instructions about how to get out and exactly what they want her to do. Usually it means getting down on all fours and lying down and putting your hands up in the air so that they know that you're not going to do anything to them. And in comes Johnny Law now. This is winding its way to a conclusion, and we can just hope that here in the final minutes she doesn't do anything stupid. And it appears that she won't. You got to wonder, what in the world were you doing? I mean, are you on something? She's clearly having a hard time walking. And probably is a little bit afraid, but she should have thought about that a little while ago. So the California Highway Patrol and others from local jurisdictions putting themselves in harm's way every single day. And if there's ever a day to thank first responders, it is certainly today. When, you know, they don't know what they're going to face in a situation like this. And that is a thought that comes second or third or way down the line, because they're out there protecting and serving us, and what a service it is. Checking the trunk, I'm assuming nothing's in there. But to first responders from sea to shining sea, our salutes to you and our thanks to you for all that you do for all of us. That was a weird ending to this thing, wasn't it? I mean, I've seen them end in a lot of ways. We'll try to find out what happened here with this woman who made bad decisions today, and probably in recent days. So there you go. Let's get on with the news. I'm Shepard Smith, and this is Studio B.
Saw the picture of her going in, nothing of her leaving.
Very strange. Jonathan Hunt, it's good to see you. Thank you. I've gotten some new stuff on that car chase that we had earlier. Were you around for that? If you were around, you know what I'm talking about. But if you weren't, that isn't live, obviously, because it's over. There you go. I know now that this began because of what police say was an unsafe lane change and speeding. That's what led to a car chase. And that live bug, man, it just won't go away. Make it go away. It started in Banning Pass. It was when I said that. The woman in the car chase covered 83 miles from Banning to downtown Los Angeles in about 25 minutes.